What's going on, everyone? This is Dom, and today we are getting into the first 48 hours with this little thick boy, the iPhone 13 Pro, and I have been using this since launch day, and it's been pretty cool. I mean, okay, so we're gonna break this down into some different categories, like design and battery life, some of the new features, stuff like that. Now, like I said, this is 48 hours, so it's a basic overview. Don't grill me in the comments because I missed talking about this, or this. This is just literally stuff that stood out to me right away. Keep that in mind and subscribe to the channel if you're not already so you can catch more videos like this in the near future. Also, this video is sponsored by Trademore, but more on that in a little bit. All right, so this guy is a lot heavier than the previous model. Like, it is noticeably heavier in my pocket. Now, does that make a huge difference? Probably not. It's not that big of a deal to me, but it definitely is heavier. I mean, even the cameras here are pretty beefy. Like, I know they have a new camera system in here, which works great, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but everything here is just much bigger of a phone. And with that, thankfully, a bigger phone means we have a little bit of a bigger battery as well, which is cool. Again, we'll touch on that stuff in a little bit. But the design overall, mostly unchanged from last year's model. We still have kind of the same overall design language here, which I'm fine with. I mean, I've been rocking this. Like, I get kind of tired of new design every single year. Like, let's just take something that was good and make it a little thicker, make it a little heavier, put some better stuff on it, and like improve the phone overall. Because I mean, at the end of the day, we're just trying to have like the best possible phone we can. When we go ahead and change and all these things about it, they have to make compromises, right? So I'm glad we didn't reinvent the wheel with this one, because honestly, this is not a bad wheel. So yes, that's kind of like the minimal thing that I have to say about the design. It's not drastically different. That's okay with me. But as far as upgrades this year go, I mean, first one we have to talk about is the display here. We have a 120 hertz display panel with ProMotion. You can't really see the ProMotion through the camera because of the frame rate that I'm shooting at. You wouldn't be able to see it, right? You can't see how smooth this is just by looking at the phone here. Now, some apps or most apps need to be updated to take advantage of the ProMotion here. By default, third-party apps won't take advantage of it right away. I did notice that I believe Instagram looks pretty flowy in my opinion. It looks pretty smooth, but just everything, like, it just all feels really, really good in my opinion. And I mean, it looks nice, okay? But again, is it something that I'm gonna be like, oh, my iPhone 13 mini is just freaking garbage now, the display just looks terrible? No, not really. Yes, it's smooth. Yes, that's cool. But for me, it's just not that standout of a feature to upgrade for. If you're coming from a 12 to a 13, you know, I know some people that went from like legit like an iPhone 7 to the iPhone 13, and that, my friends, is an upgrade and a half. But the ProMotion display, it looks fantastic. Super smooth, as you would expect. It looks nice. But yeah, that's about it. Now, a lot of the big upgrades here come from inside of the phone. Of course, we have a bigger battery, iOS 15. Obviously, that's new to this phone as it launched, but we also have a new camera system. Now, let me talk about the battery here real quick, because that is definitely like one of the biggest leaps, I think, in this year's phone. Like, I've used about 25% of my battery, and I already have 2 hours and 14 minutes of screen on time. That is really good. Like, that's really, really good for this phone. Again, I've only used like 25%, and I have 2 hours and 14 minutes screen on time. Do I have to repeat it one more time? I'm just counting today. I haven't been like watching this under a magnifying glass. The phone lasts me all day, no problem. 30% left when I get home. This is usually where I keep my brightness at on here, which I think for me is bright enough to be able to see the screen. I don't need the screen super bright. I don't even keep auto brightness on. When I'm outside and it's sunny, yeah, sure, I'll knock it up a few notches, but I think that the battery is leaps and bounds better than the iPhone 12 Pro. And I mean, I can only assume that the Max version of this is going to outperform this by even more, because the iPhone 12 Pro Max was pretty freaking ridiculous in terms of battery life. And if we saw this big of a leap in the 13 Pro, the 13 Pro Max, definitely gonna be where the money's at. Hold on, I gotta interrupt myself real quick just to let you know that Dom with the snazzy shirt is about to come in and tell you about this video's sponsor, Trademore. Huge shout out to Trademore for sponsoring the video, and if you buy a bunch of phones or upgrade your phone every year or anything like that, I personally don't like doing the back alley meetups, the shady things off the internet. I personally recommend Trademore. Trademore has premium pre-owned devices, meaning that they choose the best of the best devices by looking at specs such as battery life, cosmetics, and functionality. Each device goes through a 30-point inspection test before being sold to customers. Trademore also offers a money-back guarantee. If you're not pleased with the device, Trademore will give you your money back within 30 days of the order date. Now, if you're looking to sell your smartphone instead of buy one, all you have to do is visit Trademore's Sell Your Smartphone page to find out how much your phone can be worth. You can trade in used phones as well as tablets and smartwatches with Trademore, and you'll get very competitive offers. Trademore will send you a free prepackaged prepaid box with all the instructions you need to send in your device, and the offer you get from Trademore is good for 30 days. Definitely check out Trademore using the link below in the description, and a huge shout out to Trademore for sponsoring the video. Now, of course, here on the back, this monstrosity of a camera setup, I mean, it actually kind of looks pretty cool. That is a huge upgrade this year as well. And a lot of people might think, well, they're all still 12 megapixels, blah, blah, blah. You know, I was even poking fun at it in a video that I made a little while ago. It was iPhone 13 Pro pitch meeting. If you want to see that, link is in the description. But I was joking about the cameras being the same megapixel. That's not what it's all about. Megapixels don't matter. They have new sensors in here that are definitely better, like noticeably better in my opinion. And we have better apertures on a couple of the lenses, like the wide angle and the regular wide lens there as well. And it just takes really phenomenal photos. The iPhone cameras have always really done the job pretty damn good for me. As far as photos go, the photography is crisp, it's really sharp. I'm a big fan of it. You might not be able to tell any differences if I put them side by side on a YouTube video here, but they're definitely very clean. I mean, it's a noticeable upgrade if you're coming from something like a couple of years ago, maybe even more than that. I would definitely recommend thinking about, if I have a 12, do I need the 13 or should I wait till the 14 or whatever they're gonna call the next one? I think it might be worth some contemplating if you're in that boat, but somebody mentioned it on Twitter, I can't remember, but I truly stand by this. From the iPhone 12 to the iPhone 13 is a bigger jump in upgrade than it was from the 11 to the 12. One thing that's actually really awesome this year is the cinematic camera mode, which will do Dolby Vision. It's 1080p, and we get really cool shallow depth of field while shooting in this mode. It looks good. It works good. It's just, it's like having portrait mode in your video that does it kind of intelligently, and then you can go back and edit it later if you want to. So just compile all that in your brain, think about it for a second. I think it's definitely a win for sure, but that's not, I don't think that's something that the everyday person is gonna use. Oh, let me switch over to cinematic video so I can capture my kid's soccer game. No, probably not. They're probably gonna use just the regular video mode here, the regular camera mode here, and just shoot it and hope for a crisp, clear picture, which I think that the iPhone this year will deliver every single time. And by the way, if you wanna see any more of these camera samples, I will leave them linked down below in the description for you so you can check it out yourself. If you didn't know, we do have macro photography this year. It's in the ultra wide angle lens. You can focus up to 2 centimeters closer to different objects or plants or whatever you want to take macro photography of. It works pretty good. Oh, and did I mention it's fast? Yeah, it's fast. It's the fastest iPhone ever, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, the A15 is probably the most minimal part of this entire upgrade in my opinion anyways, because there's just so much more going on. Here's the thing I wanna point out to you. If you go to the website for the iPhone 13 Pro, you'll see a lot of marketing BS that just kind of waters down what kind of upgrade this is, because here we go. We have ceramic shield, right? We have industry-leading IP68 dust and water resistance. All they do is say our biggest pro camera upgrade, you know, macro, like all these things. I think a lot of people just see these and they're like, okay, well, that's pretty much exactly the same. Surgical grade stainless steel. Big deal, right? I mean, none of that really matters on paper on the website. It's just kind of like, okay, yeah, this is a plain upgrade. But in practice, in use, it really does go the extra mile in a lot of ways. And I know a lot of people just want to like bash on this for being like, oh, this is just such a stupid upgrade or whatever. And you know what? I wouldn't upgrade from like the 11 or the 12 to this, but that's my personal opinion. But there are plenty of other people that will benefit from this upgrade. And you know what? The camera right here alone, and the battery life alone, is huge. It's a pretty good phone. Is it worth the extra money if you have a pretty recent phone? And probably not, but that's for you to decide. So essentially, when you stick it all in a pot, you make some soup and you boil it down, what you're getting out of the iPhone 13 Pro here is a better camera, drastically better battery life, and a better display. Those three things right there, that's the upgrade. That's the tweet. Now, whether or not that's worth it to you, that's a whole different story. But I think that the three things they upgrade are really the three things that people complain about the most, right? Everybody wants a better camera. Everybody wants better battery life. Everybody wants a better display. Apple's like, here you go, take it. And then people are like, oh, this isn't that big of an upgrade. Okay, well, they give you what you ask for and you're not happy. They don't give you what you ask for and you're not happy. Who is going to be happy with something eventually? We are at like the pinnacle of smartphones right now. And I think things are getting pretty exciting in my opinion. Like the craziness that happens inside of this phone, I could have only dreamed of happening in a computer when I was a child, right? Like that is just mind-blowing to me. And I think that, yes, it's a great phone. I think that the things they added to it are definitely worthy of praise, but they might not be worthy of your hard-earned cash if you're coming from something pretty recent. So keep that in mind. Again, this is my opinion after using this for 48 hours. I just wanted to give you my thoughts, and if you agreed with them, leave a thumbs up. If you disagreed with them, leave a thumbs up and let me know in the comments why you disagree with what I'm saying. And be sure to check out my best cases and accessories video for this guy right here and the iPhone 13 mini. Speaking of the iPhone 13 mini, I will probably do like a 1 week or a 2 week later on that guy and let you know how that is holding up. So definitely subscribe if you're not already so you can catch that video when it drops, and hit the notification bell so YouTube might try to notify you when a video comes out. We don't know if it happens anymore all the time or not. It's kind of a mystery, but it helps either way. So I really do appreciate all of the support and you just sitting here and listening to me talk / rant / enjoy the brand new iPhone 13 Pro. Let me know your comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the support once again. This is Dom, and I will catch you in the next video.